My guests today are truly special. This young couple has achieved something which most of us only dream about, not becoming CEOs, not climbing the corporate ladder, not cracking a government exam, but something far deeper, living in true harmony with nature. At a very young age, this remarkable couple chose to leave behind the chaos of a metro like Mumbai and settle in a small village in Maharashtra. They built a home from natural materials like mud and things. They live a life without fans or refrigerators, and yet they are healthier and happier than ever. Freed from the corporate grind, now they spend their days traveling, writing books, and hosting a beautiful podcast. They have created a life most of us can only imagine, a life of freedom, purpose, balance, and peace, and they couldn't have been happier living in the lap of nature. So, Priyanka and Suchak are these two who have achieved a beautiful life. Namaskar, welcome to Honest Astrologer, and my today's guests are very special. These two are my old-time clients and very close friends, and they are living a dream life. What they managed to do, we all mostly dream, but we are not able to do it. Not only did they leave a corporate job, they actually moved into a village living in the lap of nature, living that slow life which we all miss while living in our metropolitans which are polluted and bad traffic and everything. So these are the guys who have actually done it and they are very, very young. So welcome Priyanka and Suchak. So glad to have you guys.
Thank you,
Thank you
Vijay.
so much, Vijayji. We are so glad that you invited us. Thank you so much.
Are, what you have accomplished, I think you guys are the only ones I actually know in real life. Most of us think, company parties mein after 2 beers you are like, nahi rehna Delhi bataye. Okay. And next morning you are in that Salam Sa Poch Raha Gurgaon, right? Uh, the point is, how did you do it, and what started that urge to do this? So tell us in all the details.
Yeah, before we answer this question, I have just small quick correction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still managing to work from home, work
Mm-hmm.
from where I'm living right now. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not totally out of corporate life at the moment
Mm-hmm.
because I'm still managing. मेरे कुछ ख्वाब थे, मुझे डायरेक्टर बनना था या सीएमओ बनना था
Mm-hmm.
तो वो अचीव करने के चक्कर में मैंने 1-2 साल एक्स्ट्रा लिए हैं. So I just thought of
Yeah, good,
mentioning
good,
that.
good.
Yeah.
But you are more or less out of the cage, and you,
Yes.
Suchak?
Yeah, absolutely. Matlab, even though she is working right from the middle of the jungle, it's a jungle there where we are actually currently living. तो पहली बात तो ऐसा जॉब मिलना एंड देन किसी ने बोलना कि हाँ ठीक है यू वर्क आउट ऑफ होम यू कंटिन्यू टू डू फ्रॉम देयर एंड मे बी ट्रैवल once in 2 months or something like that is not easy. I mean, unless and until you give your thought your entire mindset around that कि मुझे ऐसा ही जॉब चाहिए, आई थिंक इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट दैट. बट जैसे आई थिंक किसी बड़े आदमी ने कहा है कि कोई किसी चीज को आप शिद्दत से चाहो तो वो पूरी कायनात उसको मिलाने के लिए आपके लिए काम करती
साजिश में
है.
लग जाती है.
So something like that probably has happened in Priyanka's case. And as she said, I mean, I hope she's happy now. She's a director marketing. So
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
so she should be out of corporate slavery as early as possible, I would say.
Mhm.
Yeah, he is.
And
It's more than what, 3-4 years now?
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years,
Three
yeah.
years.
mhm.
So now
So,
to
what about you? How did you get out of it?
yeah.
So basically, I was very clear right from the beginning that I don't want to work after 40 in a corporate setup. When we met, I think around 16 years or 19 years back, I would say. That's what that's what we
Childhood
decided.
sweethearts, huh?
No,
Not
in our
childhood.
first job, basically.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that time I have very categorically told Priyanka that even if I have 0 rupees in my bank account, I won't be working after 40 in a corporate setup.
Mhm.
So if you're okay with that, I think we can take this relationship further and take it forward. So that was the initial thought that I always had in mind. I had no goals as such where I wanted to become a CEO of an organization, yeah, maybe set up a big business or do something. So that way, I wasn't really kind of an ambitious guy. Um, since my childhood was not really kind of great as such, I was from a very lower middle class background. I had things in mind that I want to do little good in my life, where I want to earn little good amount of money, and then as soon as I have that amount, I think I should be okay, and I should be able to take my family from a slum area to a nice flat and this and that. So that was the whole idea behind me. And when I mean, the entire journey started right from the beginning. As I said, I mean, it wasn't like I have decided when I was in my 30s ki I don't want to work after 40. So it's from the beginning. What happened was the COVID came, and at that time we also got an opportunity to roam around, meet different people, and majorly, I mean, there is another incident that has happened in our life where Priyanka got sick. She wasn't really sick from COVID, but right, initially doctors were also very scared of looking at the patient कि क्या हुआ है क्या नहीं हुआ है, considering अगर COVID हुआ होगा, so they might catch it as well from the patient. So that was a time frame when Priyanka got sick, and everybody, she got consultation through, I think, 4 different doctors over the phone, because nothing was working out. And every doctor prescribed her different medicines, and unfortunately for us, I think she was going on and taking all those medicines that were prescribed over the phone. And after, I think, fourth doctor, I think he prescribed, I don't want to name, or I don't want to even talk about the specific medicine, but after that medicine, her issues actually got aggravated, where she wasn't able to even digest the moong dal khichdi. I mean, moong dal khichdi is something that usually doctor and everybody recommends, right, when you're sick. She wasn't able to digest that particular food as well, and as soon as she eats, it used to just come out. She didn't sleep at all. I think for a couple of months she didn't sleep well at night as well. I mean, she used to just walk around in the bedroom or in the house, because as soon as she slept on her back, the entire acid used to come up. It was basically GERD that has happened. It's called GERD. It's a hyper acidity situation. And there is a dilemma as well in our mind, where she also had, I believe she also had an IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. She is still in dual mind about that, but that was another thing that she was actually going through. That's what I think. So considering all this, all we thought was, we were kind of doing well. We were able to take her to the good doctors, good hospitals. We had decent amount in our banks, so we should be able to basically treat her well and get her recovered as early as possible, right? But that wasn't happening. Initial period was because of COVID, and nobody was ready to see her. And then later point in time, when everything opened up and we admitted her to hospital, but still things didn't work out. And one fine day at around 3 a.m. in the morning, she woke me up, and she basically told me that I don't think I'll be able to see tomorrow's day. It was that bad. And then just tell everybody that I went happily, I was happy in my life, there's no problem. So that kind of shook us up. And the next day morning, the first thing that we did was we started researching about her symptoms and what's going on and what's not. And fortunately, I was listening to Rajiv Dixit, if you know him. I mean, he was, yeah. So I was listening to Rajiv Dixit, I think for a year now by then. And then he also recommended few books from Ayurveda, which I had to, which I have gone through. The best book that I could recommend everybody, to all your listeners as well, is Ashtanga Hridayam from a rishi called Vagbhatta. That's what Rajiv Dixit ji also recommended. And that book has 3 different volumes. First volume talks about how you should live your life. Second volume talks about some diseases or some ailments that a human body has, and how you can actually treat them using Ayurveda. And third book talks about how you do the surgery. So that rishi, basically 4,500 years back, has mentioned how to do an operation on the human body. So that itself was big deal for me. So as soon as I have gone through those 3 volumes, we set up a specific routine for her. And that routine kind of helped us not completely get out of it, but at least come to a stage where she was able to at least digest a little bit of a food. And then slowly and gradually her weight started increasing, and things were kind of getting back to normal. So at that time, basically, to answer your question, that was a time when we thought, I think doesn't really make sense. How much money you have with you in your bank account, how many people you have around. It actually takes, for happiness you don't need all those things. And that's when we thought, I think whatever we are thinking till now about money, career, job, ambition and everything, I think we need to rethink about all these things and find out something else. And that's how the journey started.
Mhm. So this was the turning point which gave you कि सब अभी ऐसे नहीं जीना. How did you do it? That is what I'm interested in.
Okay, you want to answer that?
Sure. So I think first we also want to give you the credit, right? Because when we were
हाँ.
in when we were in two minds whether the direction that we are taking, is it really going to make sense, so that direction also from you helped us.
हाँ ना.
And I think it was a gradual change, AG, right?
हम्म.
Right about this place, how we ended up here, like we roam around, uh, from every corner of Maharashtra, right? And we went till Goa border to figure out which land, which place, and all of that. That took almost, I think, a month and a half time to figure out a place for ourselves, right? Because we don't belong to this village.
Right.
And that went in one. Two, I think it was a gradual process, as Suchak said, like Rajiv Dikshit's YouTube videos or his books were very instrumental in helping me come out of whatever life has put me in, right? And during that phase, what we did is we made changes in our life while living in the metro city. To give you an example, like we stopped using refrigerator. We had
Okay.
stopped, yeah, we had stopped using though there were air conditions in the house, right? We had completely switched off ACs. We didn't use it for a very long time, unless like we have guests or friends coming over, right? Apart from that, we also went to eat fresh, like freshly cooked meals, right? Rajiv Dikshit says, or Ayurveda actually says, is you have to consume your meal after it is like cooked, maybe in 45
In
or
45
45 minutes or 1 hour time. So these changes we started bringing in our life while living in the metro city. So that actually helped us. And the journey here, because it was just a random talk with his friends in Bombay. We had gone for a Diwali vacation in Bombay. Usually we like to celebrate Diwali in Bombay. And they just mentioned, चलो गांव चलते हैं, गांव में एक घर होना चाहिए. हर एक की वो ड्रीम होती है कि अपना
या
एक
वो
घर.
2 बियर के बाद वाला ड्रीम.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
तो वो कॉन्वर्सेशन हुआ एंड वी वर लाइक चलो निकलते हैं.
Mhm.
It happened over just a casual talk with his friends at their home.
Mhm.
And we decided, I think in next 15 days, thanks to work from home, to COVID, there is a lot that positive happened, because of COVID as well. And this is one of the things, so we could work out of village while doing this research. So this is how we transitioned, like a gradual process took place before we decided that we'll completely move to a
Mhm.
village.
So this house, it's very eco-friendly from whatever I can see. So did you guys buy it or did you construct it, modify it? कैसे किया?
So we bought a land. This house was constructed by us.
Mhm.
Basically, when we bought this place, we always wanted to build a mud house. That's what we decided, that we will
Mhm.
not use, or we will bare minimum use of cement and all other
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
Fortunately, in this part of Maharashtra, we also have something called as laterite stone. It is heavily available in this region.
Mhm.
So we basically got that stone, and then plinth we definitely use cement, and on top of that we started building with mud. So we got the mud right from our khet, from our farm. And we basically asked somebody, a few of our friends in the village, to make adobe bricks out of it. So they made the bricks out of it, they sun dried the bricks, and then we started building it. So it's a mud house that we have built.
Mhm.
And it's an eco-friendly house. As far as the घर में ज़्यादा कुछ equipments है ही नहीं. We only have, I think, couple of bulbs.
Mhm.
That's it, right?
No
Pankha?
fans.
Not even fans?
No
No.
fan.
My God. Is it so cool?
No, that's the whole idea, right? Building a mud house, right? जैसे मटका होता है, मतलब
Hmm.
गर्मी में पानी ठंडा होता है. So for I mean this mud house, if you see the roof as well, I don't know if you can see,
Yeah.
but they are Mangalore tiles that we use. We
Hmm.
don't really have a cement slab or anything. And those Mangalore tiles as well, we got it from the older tiles. I mean, people nowadays basically, even in the villages, they break their old houses. They want to construct a new fancy house with a cement and this and that, right? So they don't use Mangalore tiles as well. So we got them, some of them for free, a few of them for 1 rupee a piece. So it was a very cheap deal for us. So that way we spent a lot of time and energy in building this house. Even for the plaster that we use, this is a mud plaster that we have for our walls and everything. That plaster has cow dung, cow urine, jaggery, and then rice husk and all those things. So it's a mixture of, this is a traditional way of doing it. We are not actually doing something I mean, which hasn't been done by anybody else, but this is a traditional way of building a house in this part of the region. And for the electricity and other purposes, we have solar panels with us. Now, solar is green or not, that is a debatable topic.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as it is an availability in this part of Maharashtra as well, we thought of let's go ahead with solar. And we don't really have a lot of equipments, right? We only have, I think, 3 bulbs in the entire house, right? We don't have fan, no refrigerator, no TV, nothing else. So solar panels are good enough for us. We sleep very early, so in the evening time as well, we don't need electricity much. So that way we kind of started thinking and currently living a minimalistic life where we want to harm as less as possible to the nature, and kind of stay along and follow the circadian rhythm basically with the nature.
Excellent. Excellent. So, this is what I have been thinking since a very long time, especially since all that 70-hour work week wala debate started, and combine that with the rainy roads of Mumbai and traffic jams of Bangalore. I'd made a video that ultimately people are going to say screw you to corporations and they're going to go back to small cities and villages, and this real estate bubble is going to crash. ये जो 2-2 करोड़ में बाथरूम जितना घर दे रहे हैं, that is going to end, and I think people like you are the pioneers of that movement. So 2 thumbs up, boss. Well, very well done. And you are living close to nature. In astrology, one of the biggest remedies that we give to people with certain health ailments, we tell them कि भैया जमीन पे नंगे पैर चढ़ो, touch the trees. Yeah. So this comes from Parash Trivedi, and he was the one who taught me this thing. And I have seen that helps. That actually helps. Matlab, and this happens even in a company offsite. If you go to a place like a Jim Corbett or something, you don't want to come back. यार क्या वापस जाके भाई. So you guys are living that life. That's that is what gives me hope for humanity. We are going back to nature, and ये इन लोग को लग रहा है अभी all this toxic capitalists कि हम तो खून चूस लेंगे. नहीं होगा यार.
True.
We are the many and we are waking up.
Yeah.
So there somewhere the slaves are going to move out. They are not going to revolt. They are just going to unburden. Atlas is going to shrug कि भैया संभालो अपनी सत्ता, अपने $1 billion, अपने परफॉर्मेंस रिव्यूज, डेडिकेशन, मोटिवेशन, हार्डवर्क सारा रख लो. So that is going to happen, and I'm so happy that it is doable. अभी तक ये सब मैंने थ्योरी में सुना था. Couple of friends move back, but वो tier 2, tier 3 towns में गए. So if you go from Gurgaon to a Bareilly, you haven't done much.
Yeah.
Right? But what you guys did is a quantum shift. So coming to this, how did your friends and family react जब बोले कि साहब हम गांव में रहने जा रहे हैं? What was the reaction?
The reaction is still on.
They're still reacting.
Give me the most memorable one.
Memorable one for me was like, his mother, convincing me that, are you sure that you want to, when he was leaving job, actually, that was really memorable for me, because she was trying to ask me, how are you comfortable that, your husband is leaving such a well paid job and he's at such a great position where his company was like trying to retain him by sending him either to the UK, US, you name it, right? And how are you comfortable? And I think I can also understand the space where she's coming from, right? So our mothers, right, mine or his, they have, as he rightly said, we come from an economically weaker section, and वो हमेशा एक fear रहेगा, like when you uplift them from that position, and then well to do, not I will say like amazing, but you bring them to a better
Certainly.
position, then they are scared considering their age, to go back. वैसे वाली तो situation नहीं आएगी वापस, it's something like that. And I think now they have understood, these guys, they are not going to listen to us. They have accepted the fact, but sometimes they do react, कि क्यों ऐसे कर रहे हो, why are you doing this? Our friends also, when they got to know that we are shifting to a village, they were like, are you sure, are you mad? Some of the friends called us mad
I
also.
was waiting for this one. Yeah.
Are you mad? Why you want to live, in some remote place where there is no electricity? Those were the responses that we received from our friends and family. Some of them were supportive as well. Some of them were like took it as a shock, basically.
एक्चुअली हमारे पेरेंट्स का ना वो थोड़ा बूमर लॉजिक चलता है, उनको लगता है ये 1980 वाले ऑफिसेज है। नहीं है भाई, जहाँ
Yeah.
पहुंचने में इट टुक यू 15 मिनट, इट टेक्स अस 45 मिनट्स। ट्रैफिक इतना है, प्लस वो बाहर से लगता है हाँ एसी में बैठ के काम कर रहे हैं, इनको क्या दिक्कत है, भेजे में इंजेक्शन से निकाल लेते सब,
Yeah.
सो इट्स नॉट दैट इजी। प्लस इन लोगों के टाइम में जॉब गारंटी होता था, वंस यू जॉइन अ कंपनी यू रिटायर फ्रॉम इट। अपने टाइम में कोई भरोसा नहीं है ब्रो, कब चिट्ठी आ जाए,
सही
है ना। सो इन द टाइम्स ऑफ layoffs you cannot depend on the corporation. So I always tell people, stop worshipping false gods. Politicians are not gods, companies are not gods, governments are not gods, only God is God.
True.
So true.
So we need to wake up from worshipping the false gods. You guys did great. Okay, so another question, let's say, and when I shared your story with couple of my friends, and one of them is a semi-sannyasi, okay, he is very eager to move to Maharashtra, he is a Sai Baba Bhakta, okay, so I sent him, so I sent him that interview which you guys did. So I told him, ये मेरे friends हैं, he was like, ये कहाँ रह रहे हैं? मैंने कहा महाराष्ट्र में किसी village में। How can I do that? इनको पूछना। Yeah, because he is somebody, no wife, no child, nothing, just one mother, and is well to do. तो काम वाम का भी ऐसा नहीं। He wants to retire in Maharashtra specifically so that he can be close to Shirdi.
Yeah.
Right? Shirdi has become a little commercialized, so he likes to live in a village. मतलब महाराष्ट्र विलेज तो उसको तो जोश आ गया, मुझे पूछ करके बता रहा। So for the benefit of that friend and a lot of others, is it safe and easy?
Well, for me, if you ask me, I mean, this sentence probably can go in a different direction as well, but I'll just say it out. I am not a social person as such. I mean, I fear people than animals. I mean, honestly, I mean, घर में अगर even if there is a snake or a scorpio or anything, I would probably be the easiest guy going, okay, you know what, I'll just pick it up with a stick and all, and I'll leave it outside. But when it comes to humans, somehow I'm not comfortable. I won't be able to get along with anybody easily. So that was kind of my nature, which was always there. From that perspective, I think we are living this life. Our house is kind of open from all four sides. I mean, our windows are always open whenever we sleep as well. Or the way this mud house has been built, there are a lot of gaps and everything. So from a jungly जानवर के standpoint से, it is, people might think that it is risky, or how can you actually stay in this kind of a neighborhood with animals and all. But since we have been living here, I don't think any jungly जानवर has hurt us in any way. I mean, if you go against them, if you try and harm them, if you try and basically do something to them, then only they'll basically come at you. Otherwise, they won't harm you in any way. That was in terms of safety. The second safety that I can think of is money wise. I don't know if that's where that was the question from your side, or, but if you talk about money safety, since when we have been staying here, I don't think we have spent huge amount of money, right? I mean, when you stay in a city, or in a metro kind of city, then there you have a lot of things to do, right? You have Swiggy, Zomato at your in your mobile. You have a movie theater around you. You have shopping malls around you. So all those things, basically, एक जेब में पैसा आ रहा है कॉर्पोरेट से, दूसरे जेब से पैसा वापस आ रहा है. That is all you basically do,
And
right?
home loans, man, home loans, biggest
True,
killer.
very true. I mean, people buy home and they say that, you know what, I bought home, then they have a party and all. अरे भाई, आपका घर नहीं है, आपने बैंक से लिया, बैंक का घर है वो. People don't understand that. I mean, it's like a status kind of thing, right? When you buy a home or a car. So in terms of that thing, here the amount of money that you spend on a monthly basis is very less. I mean, you don't have all those things I just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
So that way you're safe as well. Money wise also you're safe. Whatever money that you have or you are earning or you have earned, you will be easily live a better life, actually, with a good I mean, nice air, nice water. I mean, nice in the sense, pure water, pure air, and everything, healthy air, everything is healthy here. So that safety is also there. You want to add anything?
No, no, definitely. See, I'll tell you very frankly. Like when I moved here, in we have neighbors around, and I don't think we are pioneers per se, because
Yeah.
there are many who have done this madness when they were in their 30s, and they have moved, and they are staying in the village for. They have also left their well-paid corporate jobs. So I had this one fear, and let me be very honest here. I wasn't sure whether I'll be able to manage here from a lady's safety perspective.
Exactly.
And it was bothering me a lot.
Mm.
And when I decided to go and discuss with people who have also done a similar switch, the immediate answers from the ladies of the house was, आपको कोई भी ऐसा गांव में बंदा नहीं मिलेगा. That guy might be a drunkard, right? That guy might be क्या बोलते, सिगरेट पीता
Bad
होगा,
character.
any all other characters, but they will never look at you with a bad intention. So that way you're very, very, very safe. So that has actually, in fact, I stay here many times alone, and it is actually a jungle. We have invited you, and we are waiting for you to come here.
I will. It's
So
on my bucket list, and very soon I will.
Pakka. So it is actually in the middle of the jungle, and I have always had a very sound sleep. When I am alone here, Suchak is traveled for some reason for work, he's in the metro, I can easily manage on my own. So that way, also from a woman's perspective, it is very safe. Very safe, I must say.
Maybe your village has a better quality of people. And, what I've seen is Maharashtra is way safer that way.
Absolutely, yes.
You
Yeah.
know, I keep traveling to Shirdi off and on, so lot of love for these people. I'm a Shivaji admirer,
Yeah.
and of course, Baba ka sthan hai to. So never had a single unpleasant incident with a local. Never. Very, very helpful people. So I think
And
that again makes a difference.
yeah, and what I also felt during this research or the travel, when we were figuring out our place, people were very accommodating, right? In fact, we lived at anybody's place. We just asked, "Is it okay if we stay a couple of nights with you?" And people were welcoming. They were opening their doors. They made some good food for us. They even packed lunches, for our travel as well. So that is something that you don't get to see when we move in so-called posh societies and apartments, right? We don't know who's living next door.
Yeah,
So
true.
that culture, I think, coming back here was a blessing in a way, because then you get connected to the human side of it, right? And of course you're connected to the nature, so both things actually work well, is what I will say.
Great. So, coming to the tough side of it, what were the biggest shocks that you guys had to go through when you shifted? कि अरे यहाँ पे ये भी नहीं होता. अभी तक सब positive discuss किया. Give me the negative side of it. Let's be realistic.
Let me think. For me, I'm kind of a foodie person. So मेरे best food joints जो पूना और मुंबई में थे, I was missing initially those joints. Definitely. I mean, it is very easy, right? Swiggy कर लिया, Zomato कर लिया, and the food that you like is at your doorstep. But when I read more about eating home food versus eating outside food, that got me thinking that do I really want to eat that food which is actually coming from outside? I don't even know who cooked it. I don't even know what thoughts were going on in his mind when he was cooking that food, and if I'm going to get affected in a good way or a bad way if I consume this food. Forget about the hygiene part of it, or even if it is an organic food or not. The only thought that are actually going on in the person who is actually cooking makes a lot of difference to keep your health in a happy way, right?
Mental.
Mental state in a happy way. So that's something that I thought about. And I mean, to be honest, fortunately, Priyanka is a good cook. So whatever I used to eat outside, I just basically ask her to cook
Thank
at
you.
home, and then we manage that way. But I guess that was something that initially I missed for sure. I mean, food wise.
I didn't make him say what he said right now.
No, no, we get that. Okay.
थोड़ी थोड़ी
So,
चीजें मैंने बोली थी, बट हालांकि उसको मेरी बारी में उसके बोलना.
देखो, everybody takes their instructions from the boss, so he's no different.
True.
Okay. So, home ministry का order मानना पड़ता है. So, Priyanka, what did you miss the most?
मैं भी थोड़ी सी अपनी कॉलर टाइट कर लेती हूँ.
Mhm.
I'll tell you why, because I feel that I'm most I can adapt in any situation. मेरे खाने के भी कोई ऐसा नहीं है, like because I could manage my health situation really well, because मुझे कुछ भी मेरे सामने लाके दे दो, I will eat it. Like सिर्फ वो कच्चा नहीं होना चाहिए, वेज होना चाहिए, या ऐसी ऐसी बातें. मतलब टेस्ट से मेरा कोई लेना देना नहीं है. डिफिकल्ट ऐसे फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग कुछ नहीं लगा मुझे, बिकॉज मेरे लिए सारी चीजें आसान हो जाती है. आई एम बीइंग लिटिल रोमांटिक हियर व्हेन सूचक इज अराउंड. So, for me, it is that way. And as I said in the beginning also, right, it was a gradual transition. We made lot of changes back in the city. Refrigerator बंद करना, नीचे सोना, और जमीन पे सोना, वो सब चीजें हमने वहां ही स्टार्ट कर ली थी. तो ऐसे कोई डिफिकल्ट पाथ या ऐसे कोई सिचुएशन नहीं आई. आई थिंक आप अगर मेंटली प्रिपेयर्ड हो कि आपको ये ट्रांजिशन करना है, एंड उसके बेनिफिट्स अगर आपको दिख रहे हैं, इफ इट इज गोइंग टू बेनिफिट यू इन मेनी वेज, आई थिंक यू एक्सेप्ट इट. सो ऐसी कोई डिफिकल्टी नहीं
I
रही.
don't
मैं
think
मूवी
so.
फ्रीक भी नहीं हूँ कि भाई.
Thanks to the internet, सब आ जाती है.
हाँ,
Exactly.
हाँ, हाँ.
Exactly.
खाने का,
And
yes. And what he was saying, yes, but there are, whenever we are in metro cities like Bombay, Pune ho, we do relish whatever we love, in terms of food as well. We also go and watch movies as and when it is required, like the specifically the genre which we enjoy watching. So ऐसा नहीं है कि, I think we found out a way to bring a blend of both, best of both worlds, right? So in the house also, when he was talking initially, so if you see, it is though it is traditionally built, but internal, like the number of rooms, or the way we have open kitchen.
Yeah.
So open kitchen was not the concept in old houses or traditional houses, right? So we tried to bring the blend of both best availability in both
Both the
the
worlds.
worlds, is what I would say. ऐसा थोड़ा क्लीशे लगेगा और ऐसा अनरियलिस्टिक भी लगेगा कि कोई चैलेंजेस ही कैसे नहीं आए, या नहीं आए, बट
no, no,
फ्रैंकली.
but you guys were preparing for it since a long time.
या
Because if you, so
या
I think that preparation helped. Now, on that point, if someone wants to follow your path, what would be your advice? What would you tell them top three things to do and top three not to do?
I mean, if you are a couple, I would say, and you want to take a decision like this, definitely there has to be an alignment between both of you. You should not pressurize, let's say if I am ready and if he's not ready, don't get into that situation कि हम फिर भी मुझे जाना है. Because then there will be fights, then there will be differences, then you will start seeing the challenges which don't even exist. वो तो हर मतलब not only for this transition, वो life में it is applicable for anything. So go in with a mutual decision is what I would suggest. And take things slowly. Don't rush into anything like मैं अभी ये कर ही देता हूँ, because I feel that the more you go in, वो rebound जैसे वापस ना आ जाए. Like जिद पे मत करो. Don't take it on your zid. Don't be stubborn is what I would say. Go all in, but go into any commitment slowly. uh, Third, I feel that you be mentally strong or mentally ready for uh, to take any challenges head on. Like as he said, he was just casually speaking कि अरे मैं तो सांप काठी से लेकर बाहर छोड़ देता हूँ, right? But जब भी first time when we experienced it, it was in our washroom and he was inside and he said अरे यार कुछ तो हिल रहा है अंदर दिख रहा है. So we figured out अरे वो तो poisonous snake था. But back then जब भी first time हमने experience किया 1.5-2 साल पहले, we didn't know what to do. Luckily in that case we asked for help. So my point is, if you're totally prepared and you're mentally ready for this transition, then you will welcome any challenges that will come your way. This is one example. Second could be like resources. कभी जैसे अभी हम शहर में पले बड़े हैं, तो we can't do carpenting, we can't do plumbing, we can't do everything, right? क्योंकि शहर में आपको resources मिल जाते हैं. यहाँ पर अगर आपको कुछ हम ये अभी प्लम्बर भी है, ये प्लम्बिंग भी he can change taps and he can fit all of that, he can do it very well, right? So either आप खुद को सीखना पड़ेगा, yeah, maybe this could be the challenge that we could have spoken earlier. आपको खुद सीखना पड़ेगा या आप प्रिपेयर रहो कि रिसोर्सेस नहीं मिलेंगे. डोंट गेट ये पुणे ने हमें सिखाया. हम रेस्टलेस हम जो हो रहे थे ना पहले, हम पुणे में जब भी गए, people there are very chill, you know, and the Bombay people are not like that.
Bombay is running.
Yeah, you want service, you want attention, something like that. So
I'll sorry to cut you. I'll just tell you a quick story about the slowness of Pune. Initially, when we were planning to move, I think from Dubai, right, to Pune, my company sent me to Pune for a week's time to see how the place is and this and that, as a city and everything. So there is a very famous Bakarwadi store. Bakarwadi is a snack from Maharashtra. So very famous store in Pune. And I thought, let's just get some of them while I was going back, right? So I think around 3:45-ish, I have reached that store. And that store was shut. I asked 3-4 people next, and they said, no, he's going to open in some time now. And there was another guy standing right outside next to me, and he was just casually talking on phone, so I didn't interact with him. At 4 o'clock, the same guy opened that shutter. He was seeing me asking for other people to, when this guy is going to open the shop, and the guy was actually listening to me. He was very much aware that I was planning to come there. I was actually came there to buy some snack from there. But he opened the store at 4 o'clock. And when I asked him, he said, no, 2 se 4 hum log sote hain. We don't care about what happens. Of course, nowadays it has changed now because the business has been taken over by the new generation of that businessman. But it has changed now. But that was a funny story. That's why I kind of thought of.
Very, very interesting. Okay. And things not to do.
Not to do. See, how much ever we say that living in a village is easy, it's cheap. You don't need, you heard me saying that, okay, you don't need a lot of money, but you still need money, right? You cannot just say that, array, mere account mein, I don't have really any money at all, or I want to go become a sannyasi, or I want to go out and live a life in a jungle. It's not that possible. It's not easy. You need to at least have some amount of money with you, which can actually make you survive. Now, I'm not saying that the same amount of money that you used to spend in the city, you will need the same amount of money in villages as well. Of course not. The entire financial need that you have in village is very, very less. But that doesn't mean you will just at one day you'll decide that I want to go and live this kind of life. No, you need to plan for it. You need to make sure that you have enough amount of money, or at least you have some plan. What are you going to do by coming to the village? That is something that you need to think of. So I think don't just go ahead and do that. That's what I can think of actually of not doing. Do you think anything else?
Yeah, because see, there is nothing much that you can do as against what you would do in the city, right? So you need to be sure about what you will do here once you make that transition. Correct. So you have to have that sort of go planned. Don't go unplanned.
Unplanned, yeah.
So coming to the plan, what are the career opportunities that an urban educated person can do in a village?
Well, the opportunities are so many, honestly. All you need to do is just think and plan it accordingly. I can just tell you an example of a Zoho entrepreneur.
Yeah, Mr. Vembu, Tamil Nadu.
Correct.
Yeah, so I guess Recently I read the news where even our government is planning to stop using Microsoft and Google and start using
Yeah,
Zoom.
yeah,
That's their
yeah.
plan. So he built his entire company right from the village, right? I mean, you found the right resources, you find the right people, and got them together, and then built such a big company. So you can act. There's nothing that you cannot do from a village. You can actually do everything. People will probably say that, get into a farming, start doing growing some organic food and this and that. Let me tell you, farming is not easy. I mean, people who are actually lived their entire life in a city, and if they are planning to do an organic kheti by buying a land and this and that, it is not easy. I mean, you even if you can hire people to help you out with, there are still challenges because you have no clue how farming works. It's like a C++ software. If you don't know how to code, you won't be able to do create any program, right? Similarly, if you don't know how kheti works, how farming works, you won't be able to do anything. Correct. So farming is not the only thing that you can do by coming here. I think all the opportunities that you have in a city, you have all those opportunities in a village as well. It's just that you need right people, right leadership, and they should be able to take people from village as well beyond their normal village life that they do.
So there is this girl from our village. She had studied all her life in municipal school, right? And I think now she is in standard seventh or eighth. But she got selected for ISRO, and she
Mhm.
also got selected for NASA. And
Wow.
I think she's already traveled. She must have traveled by now, right? So my point is, I think thanks to the shift that must have happened maybe a decade ago, where people thought like, I let me go to the city and build my dream life. That story, that narrative has to change, and it has to change at, I think, at a policymaker level, right? There are youth who are willing to, thanks to technology as well, now it has become so easy to launch your business. It's not very difficult how it was earlier, right?
Mhm.
So considering that, if we support the youth here and provide them these options, I think you can very well manage running your business out of village as well. There is this example of two brothers also. It's an organic product.
Yeah, organic kheti they're doing, and they are basically coming up with a lot of organic Ayurvedic products as well.
Mhm.
I think it's called Two Brothers. Yeah.
Two brothers. And then
I've heard the name. Yeah.
you have heard them, right? So on our podcast channel also we have met a lot of guests, right, who have moved back to the village and they're starting something from the scratch. There is this house of Sugandha. They make lemongrass
Oil.
oil,
Mhm.
right? And now their oil is going out of India as well.
Mhm.
So I think it is just somebody coming up, act as a leader and show them the direction is what is missing element at the moment, is what I feel.
Okay. So how easy is it for an educated person to come and integrate with the community? Somebody, let's say, if someone like me wants to do that, how easy or how difficult is it?
To be honest, we do not involve much with the villagers
Mhm.
directly in their policy makings at the village level or gram panchayat level. We do not get involved because even though you try do how much ever you do for them, you're still an outsider, right? I mean, I have seen people coming from outside, staying here for 20, 25, 30 years. They're still outside, considered outsiders. So, I mean, it's good as well as it's bad. So it's, if you ask us, we have very good relationship with the villagers. We all, I mean, they welcome us at us at their home. We call them at our place as well if we have any festival or anything. So that way we have kept a very good relationship with them. But when it comes to policy makings or taking some decisions on the village level or a gram panchayat level, I think you need to keep away yourself from that particular thing. If you go there as an entrepreneur, and of course once you plan opening a big business, that means you must have something planned, right? What are you going to do? If you must have some amount of money in your bank account, how you want to execute that and all that, right? So if you go in that level, and if you plan and tell them that this is what I'm going to do and this is where I need your help in, I think everybody will be more than happy to help you out. So there won't be any issue of, because you're giving them job, right? For 10,000 rupees, people are moving from a village to a city like Mumbai or Pune.
Yeah.
When they move for 10, 15,000 rupees to Mumbai or Pune, the kind of living conditions that they live in Mumbai is really, really bad, right?
Correct.
So you spend at least 4 or 5 thousand rupees in your stay and food, right? And some other expenses. That means all your earning is around 5-6 thousand. That is your that you're saving in a Mumbai or Pune kind of city, right? If you actually give them the same opportunity in these villages, and forget about 10,000 or 15,000, if you give them 20,000 rupees and make them stay at their place, or 15,000 rupees and make them stay at place, the entire amount will be saved, right, for them. There's no extra expense that they have to bear with, like room rent or anything of that sort. So people will be more accommodative if people, I mean, if some city folks will come in and ask for help in terms of building their own business. Of course, there is a drawback, or not drawback, but there will be a learning curve for them where they'll have to help them understand how the business runs, or how a specific skill set that probably is required for the job. They may have to train them, right? So all those things they have to go through. But once they are actually done with it, and people are really smart, okay, it's not that village people are not smart. They're definitely smart. I would say more smarter than city folks as well, right? All we in city folks, what we do, I mean, we become a engineer, we take a job in in an MNC probably, and do a normal job day to day, which a 10th pass person can also do, honestly speaking. I mean, I was a manager in a big organization, right? And I always thought that my work can easily be done by a replacement. Is very easy. I mean, even though I have studied I have X degree or this and that, even a 10th class person can actually do the same job. That's what I personally felt. I mean,
no, there are. I will like to just correct him here. Of course, you bring your own skills as well, because there is certain technology that you manage and stuff like that. So what I think what he's trying to say here is, you are easily replaceable. Somebody, if one person if decides that I want to learn something and then reach a particular stage, that is definitely doable, is what I feel. I would not say that, the way you have put it. That's all from my side.
Yeah, of course, there are technical things, and then there is this maturity and broadness of mind that you need.
Yeah.
So, another question I have: how is the youth in the villages? How's the Gen Z, so to speak? Because this generation has had access to internet, right?
Yeah.
Since 2016, it's been 10 years. So, the child who was 10 years old could see internet, and now he's 18. So, how's the youth different from the previous generation?
See, if I would like to give you one example. I recollect I interviewed one social activist from Palghar, uh, Tulpure Tai. She gave me one example while I was taking her interview. Right, she said that the Adivasis, they have their senses are very active as against us, right? And we have actually damaged our senses by continuously exposing ourselves to technology, to lights, and so on and so forth. What we felt here is like the youth here is aware what is happening. It's not that they're completely clueless. There are certain decisions that are taking place. They are completely in sync with what is happening at the global level as well. They know that like when TikTok came, you know people from villages also
Yeah,
made.
yeah, yeah. Villages were the engine of TikTok. Yes.
Exactly. So it's not that like that completely clueless. Gen Zs are, I think, they are the same. You name it, whether they are from cities or from village, they are equally sharp. They know what technology is, and they don't care. Sort of attitude is what I'm seeing, which is common. Uh, because of their sharpness and because of their intelligence, I would say that it is not because of their negligence. It is because of their intelligence. They don't care, actually. They are more self-aware, is what I would say, and which we were not. Like, I clearly see that differentiation today. So I think it's a quite bright future for Gen Z's here as well, Vijayji.
Great. Now, talking of careers, you guys started a podcast and it's doing well. I'm so happy about it.
Thank
Plus,
you.
you have traveled extensively and written books. So, tell us more about your podcast and how's been the experience and what prompted you to start it.
I should answer, or you
no,
want
that's okay. So you can add on. So podcast is something that you probably would have make out from the discussion that's been going on, that she is the person who actually can talk. I'm not a real talker, honestly, right?
Please.
I mean, she know how, when to say what and when to put the right words, what right words across, right? So I was behind her to start something on YouTube, similar to the, not podcast as such, but something similar to that level. I was kind of behind her for last couple of years. And then one fine day, I think she got an opportunity to host a podcast in a different YouTube channel altogether. And we were kind of having a discussion about what to do, what not to do. And I said, I think this is the right opportunity for you. Go ahead and take some learnings out of it. Go ahead and host some podcast that will give you confidence, this and that. And I think after that, we should start our own podcast. And that's where the entire shift happened. She basically started hosting the podcast on that channel. After a couple of podcasts, I think she agreed, and she said that, yeah, I think we should be able to do this and start our own podcast. And that's how the podcast journey started. You want to add anything to that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, when I was hosting with Changepreneurs podcast, it did help. But I think for me, there was an inner calling when I was in Goa. I was managing my company event, and that is where I realized that I can manage any age group. So it was a mix of people in that one particular room, and they were, agreeing to what I was saying, like be it instructions. And I was so casual and I'm cool with maybe a 20-year-old as well as a guy in his 50s. So that when that happened, when I came back from Goa and I said, now let's do it. No, that actually helped me even more. It gave me more confidence that I think I can manage. And yeah, just I think he's covered. The idea behind running a podcast is something I would like to add to what Suchak said is, uh, if you are able to make a difference, at least in one person, whoever is listening to the channel, it is more of an awareness creation channel, right? Our intention is that. So if we are able to make a difference at least in one person's life, I think we have achieved a lot. With that intention we started. And plus, I don't want to bore everyone, but it is actually a learning for both of us,
Yeah.
right? While he's doing the editing, while I'm recording, there is every episode, every personality is unique. And thanks to you again, here also you have a share, right? Because you decided and you helped us with that first episode, and you kickstarted our podcast. You did the opening, and that really worked well for us.
And let me add to what she said as well. I mean, one thing that we notice, I don't know, we have done podcasts with a lot of folks, right? I mean, season 1 is completed and season 2 has started. I think you are the only person who promoted us on your podcast.
Yeah.
Go ahead and join their channel, subscribe to their channel.
Yeah.
Everybody else, of course, they are doing a great job. Not everybody, I would say, but most of them, they are doing a good job in their respective fields. But I haven't seen anybody like you. So right from the name till
Yeah.
promoting us, I think thank you very much.
I remember I came to you with Bheja friend. He was like, no, you're not doing that.
Yeah, so many whys, and it was like, ये क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग? I just blasted her, I remember. Because तुम लोग मेरे लिए बचे ऐसे, right? So,
Obviously.
Very true.
मैं वैसे डांट दी, मैं ये क्या कर रहे हो यार, कोई ढंग का सा नाम रखो. भेजा फ्राई, वो भी ऐसा नहीं कि भेजा फ्राई मिला, वाई में 5-7 वाई लगा रखा. मैंने कहा यार ये मिलेगा नहीं, कोई नहीं ढूंढ पाएगा, कम with something else. बहुत डरा.
तो या उसमें भी आपका हाथ है, तो
God has been kind.
thank you again.
Thank you.
So, देखो मेरा पता है क्या है. I am the anti-boomer mentality. I was the most serious young man and teenager you could ever meet. Right? First house, Capricorn, Sun, Mercury, कुछ करके दिखाना है, type 9th house. जब ही मेरा awakening हुआ ना, when I realized कि साला हो क्या रहा है, मेरे बिल्कुल खोपड़ी खुल गई कि यार ये क्या हुआ हमारे साथ में. Intelligence and wisdom are two different things.
True.
Right? Intelligence is the horsepower in your car. Wisdom is the Google Maps. हमारे पूरे जनरेशन का विजडम गायब था, थैंक्स टू अवर एल्डर्स. intense sense of competition wherever you will go. You have that Indian crab mentality. Who invented it? The boomers invented it. कोई आगे नहीं निकलना चाहिए, right? स्पेशली मेरे यार दोस्तों में 3 इडियट्स में था ना कि दोस्त फेल हो जाए दुख होता, पर ज्यादा दुख तब होता अपने ज्यादा नंबर आ जाए. आई एम एंटी दैट फिलोसफी. मैं ये कहता हूँ यार अपने बंदे हम नहीं प्रमोट करेंगे कौन करेगा?
Very true.
So until unless you join hands,
Yeah.
you can't grow. भाई तुम लोगों को उससे 100-200 आदमी जो भी मिला होगा, 2-4 तो मुझे मिले होंगे. Right? And the best part is karma, what goes around comes around, and most of all it was the right thing to do. You guys were doing a great job. You wanted to do something which I could have helped with. So definitely, and I told Priyanka कि एक बार तुम लोग लौट आओ, फिर तुम लोगों को मैं host करूँगा, so that more people get to know about your podcast. So guys, if you are watching this, please go and subscribe to their channel. It's called The Awakening Trail.
Thank you.
And they have some really, really interesting interviews in English, Hindi, and Marathi. They have got people right from businessmen to spiritual gurus. Just go check it out. Very well done podcast. But that was a very good thing that you guys did, and I'm sure it is going to take off. मतलब I recently saw your post कि 1000 cross हो गया, so जल्दी ये monetize भी हो जाएगा, है ना? So once you get 4000 hours तो वो monetize हो जाता, 1000 subs and 4000 hours monetize हो जाता. So it again, you know, you guys are a proof कि भैया living in a village we can do something technologically enabled and we can deliver. सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम विलेजेस में क्या होता था? इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. Thankfully Modi one did a very good job connecting electricity to every village, and with solar energy rising, I am pretty sure in next 10-15 years will be like every house will have 24-hour bijli. So this is possible, and you guys are a living proof, so kudos. Okay, now about your book and about your travel. So you have made 2 of the most desired pilgrims, 1 Kumbh Mela and 2 Kailash Manasarovar. So tell us about the experiences.
So I'll talk about Mahakumbh, and probably you can take Kailash. Since you are, I know you are also Sai devotee, and your friend you mentioned he is also a Sai devotee, was looking for a land. I'll take a little time. Yeah. So I have been to Kumbh Mela, and I was staying at a Gita Press wala tents. So we were around 6 people, and one of them was a very ardent Sai devotee. And what happened was, him and I started having a discussion around spirituality, Adhyatma, and then Sai Baba and everything, and so on and so forth. Few other folks also joined our discussion, and we were kind of having a very good discussion out there. Suddenly, after an hour or so, the one guy said, let's go have a tea outside. And I'm not a tea drinker. I never had tea in my entire life.
Achha.
So everybody else said, okay, yeah, let's go out. But I don't know what happened to me. I said, okay, I'll also come with you guys. Just join you guys. We went outside. We again started having the same discussion on a tea stall. Half an hour we are standing there. These guys having 1 cup, 2 cup, 3 cup, continuously having tea. And I was just standing there. And suddenly the guy who was ardent bhakta of Sai Baba, he kind of put his hand like this and he pulled me on the roadside. And I mean, from a distance, he said, who do you see there? And as soon as I saw that particular person or whatever it was, I said, he looks like a Sai Baba. And then we were just not saying anything. We were just walking towards that person. We reached there. I'll tell you the end, how that person was, but there was a policeman standing next to him with a phone. अरे ये बंदा यहाँ पे है रुका हुआ, इसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कहाँ जाना है, क्या आप यहाँ पे आ सकते हो? तो I was listening to all that and I reached that place. Now I'll describe you how that person was, the Sai Baba. Where we were, to reach that particular place, it needed around 20-25 kilometers of walk in a mud and all of dhool around and this and that. That guy, right from his head till toe, completely in white kurta pajama, completely white, not even a single spot. Sai Baba ke jaisa unhone pehna hua tha safa, exactly same. That was also white. His beard was like Sai Baba white. He was also his skin was also very white. I mean, I didn't understand. He was carrying a very heavy bag on his shoulder. कहीं पे भी sweat नहीं था, कहीं पे भी धूल मिट्टी कुछ भी नहीं थी उसके यहाँ पे. And then the police guy saw us. We were looking at him, and police guy said, he asked us, "Do you know this guy?" I said, "We didn't say anything. We were kind of in a shock, right? I mean, we were not understanding what is going on." We moved towards him. I touched him. The other guy with me suddenly held his hand and kind of shaking his hand, and I was right behind him. And the only thing that Sai Baba said was, "Tu samajh gaya na?" That's it.
Wow.
That's all he said.
Wow.
And right after that, he left. And I'm still getting goosebumps. I mean, that was the exact
मेरे को आ रहे भाई.
that was the exact situation. And then we came back. We were not knowing what is happening. We had no other discussion with that person. We didn't say anything. We were just looking at him continuously. We came back to our tents, and the person who was with me, who is kind of bhakta of Sai Baba, he said, before coming here, I told Sai Baba, he runs a mandir there. It's a Prati Shirdi that he has built in Australia. So he runs there. And while coming, he said, I told Baba that I want, give me some clue. I want to see you in Mahakumbh. And he said, that is exactly what has happened. So fortunately, I was also with him, and I could take his darshan as well. So that's something which has happened. It's all part of the book, I mean, which we have written on Mahakumbh. I have mentioned all that.
I'm so bloody jealous. I'm not jealous of your village life. I'm jealous of that darshan. I'll give anything for that. Anyways, Baba makes me emotional. That's a very touchy subject. Okay. Great. So this is mentioned in your Mahakumbh.
Yes, it is.
Good.
It is.
So now coming to Kailash Manasarovar.
Yes, Kailash, I mean, we both had our own great experience, and I think it is said, right, जब तक बुलावा नहीं आता नहीं हो पाता. Kailash, or any pilgrimage for that matter, Kailash, I think 2009, when I was in SAP, we were in Bangalore. My boss's mother, who couldn't speak Hindi, English, traveled to Kailash with an English speaking group all by herself. When she came back, she told her stories. That is when we discussed with each other, yaar, Kailash kabhi jana chahiye. So it happened like in 2009. And you see, our Bulawa came in 2025. So we had told to each other, यार कभी लाइफ में जाएंगे, कभी पता नहीं, but जाएंगे जरूर. So 2025 Kailash Yatra happened. Honestly speaking, it is I don't know, you can't define that place. It is really magical. It is, कहते हैं ना स्वर्ग है, ऐसा लगता है when you're there actually, frankly speaking. I mean, there are certain experiences which you can't put in words. We will try to do justice. We are thinking to write another book. So what happened is Kumbh Mela, we went on our own with our own friends. So it is his narrative, my narrative in one book. In Kailash book, we are going to also share our experiences. But एक चीज हुई है जो मैं आपको बता सकती हूँ, at least for me, is that इसके बाद कहीं जाने की इच्छा ही नहीं है. Trust me. कहीं जाने की इच्छा नहीं. आज ही मेरे एक फ्रेंड से बात हो रही थी. इस लाइक आपने गाड़ी ली है, कहीं घूमने चले गए कि नहीं? मैंने कहा यार कैलाश जाने के बाद कहीं कोई मुझे पूछे यार ये ट्रिप पे चल रही है क्या, ये मंदिर जाना है क्या, वो मंदिर जाना है, अभी तक तो वही वाला फीलिंग है. वो सिंक इन ही नहीं हुआ है कि मैं वो यात्रा कर पाई, क्योंकि आई एम समबडी हु ऑलवेज फॉल सिक एट हाई एल्टीट्यूड. आई वाज वॉकिंग लाइक एज इफ आई एम वॉकिंग इन अ पार्क.
And that was exactly opposite for me. I never had any issues on high altitude, but there on Kailash, I was not going well. I always thought I need to take care of her. She won't be able to do it. But मुझे यहाँ problem हो रही है, and she's absolutely fine.
And I'm telling him, चल कुछ नहीं. 10 पैर चल लो, हो जाएगा.
But if you ask us about yatra, it is not easy. It is for sure, it's not easy. It is difficult from day 2 actually. Day 1 is also difficult, but day 1 is doable. The actual parikrama I'm talking about, because day 1 ke baad hi I think 80% people will say I don't think we will be able to continue, because day 2 is really, really difficult. You really need to walk at only 10 steps slowly, wait, saas bhar lo, and then move forward. That is how you need to walk. It is very difficult, because as soon as you reach on Dolmala Pass, it is the highest range on the second day. It's called dead zone there. So you can't stay there for longer. It is around 18,600 feet. So
15.
18,600 feet. So it is that high. So day two is difficult. Once you pass day two, day three is very, very easy. You can easily cover that. And the experiences that you have while going there is again, you can't explain. As she said, you can't explain. I'll tell you one experience. I think you missed, you forgot. I'll tell you one experience that no, you forgot to share,
Uh-huh.
which happened after we reached. So we reached Kathmandu. No, we reached the China Nepal border, and then we wanted to we basically came back to Kathmandu on the same day. We were having our dinner, and then there was another group from Maharashtra who planning to go to Kailash Yatra, and then we had a nice chat. How was the darshan, this and that. And even while going, we met few of the Maharashtrian folks on the our first day as well, and they said that, you know what, our yatra wasn't able to finish because after first day it started snowing suddenly, so we had to come back. So that was their experience. Now at that time also we were really, really scared what is going to happen with us, but fortunately nothing happened. We were able to finish the yatra. Weather was pleasant. God was very merciful for us to make the yatra complete. So coming back to the Kathmandu, so that was the whole discussion that Priyanka had with that auntie, that they are going to go. The next day morning, we got a news that, so basically there is a bridge in between China and Nepal border. You need to, while going, you need to sit on that bridge in a specific number, and then as soon as China folks call you for the immigration, you need to walk on the bridge. So you probably have to sit around 20 minutes, some folks an hour or so. So we, I think, sat on that bridge for an hour. So the same bridge, when we completed our yatra, came back to Kathmandu, the entire bridge was washed away.
Wow.
Then there was no bridge available. Yatra stopped. Whoever was there, they were stuck there. People, I mean, there were helicopters sent to look for
Rescue
people.
them.
It was a cloud burst that has happened there, and the entire yatra was stopped. So fortunately, only those few days when we were there, everything was absolutely fine, and we were able to do it. I mean, I don't know if I should brag about it, if I should. I don't know how to take this, honestly.
And just to add to what he said, like I've before going for the yatra, I had seen so many podcasts online and read about people's experience going to Kailash. वहाँ आवाज आते हैं, you meet some saint there and all of that. ऐसा हमारे साथ नहीं हुआ, to be very honest. ऐसे कोई मिराकल नहीं हुआ. एक मिराकल जो हुआ, I don't know whether we call it as miracle, but जैसे इनको साईं बाबा दिखे कुंभ मेले में, हम डे 2 में उतर के आए डोलमाला पास से, एंड उतरते बराबर हम रुके थे, एक हॉल्ट लिया था आगे बढ़ने से पहले. वहां पर एक छोटा बच्चा, टिबेटियन ही था, वो भागते हुए मेरे पास आया, एंड आई वॉज वेयरिंग ग्लव्स, हाथ में ग्लव्स थे और उसको ऐसे थोड़ी सी ऐसे झालर थी, सॉफ्ट सॉफ्ट टाइप्स. सो ही आस्क्ड मी टू गिव इट टू हिम. तो मैंने निकाल के उसको दे दिए, और फिर वो हाथ में पहन के ना वो ऐसे ऐसे नाच रहा था. बहुत बड़े थे उसके लिए, बहुत छोटा सा, 1-2 साल का नहीं, 3-4 साल का होगा. वो ऐसे उसको लेते हुए घूम रहा था. एंड देन सडनली मुझे याद आया, मेरे छोटे बैग में एक बिस्किट था, इसका क्रीम बिस्किट था. सो आई कॉल्ड हिम अगेन, एज लाइक बिस्किट ले लो. तो वो लेके और खुश हो गया और नाचने लग गया. फिर हम वहां से निकल ही रहे थे, वो भागते हुए मेरे पास वापस आया, एंड ही वांटेड टू गिव मी समथिंग. सो आई वाज लाइक, मुझे लगा वो हैंड ग्लव्स दे देगा, उसको लगा अब इसको क्या जरूरत है, उसने मुझे बिस्किट दे दिया वापस. So I told Suchak, abhi ye meri, I don't know how you interpret it, but my interpretation is, I think that moment my yatra was safal. It was Shiva who gave me that
Prasad.
biscuit as prasad, and I mean, no words can describe that feeling, you know.
And one more thing I want to highlight, because that is important. Manasarovar is something people say that you get to see. ऊपर से भगवान आते हैं नीचे रात में, and they take a day, बात लेके वापस जाते हैं. So we kind of reached little late because we were very tired, और उस दिन बहुत बारिश भी थी तो और ठंडा भी बहुत था. So around 2:30 a.m. you need to basically go and sit at the Manasarovar lake to see all that. I think we went around 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning. We couldn't see something was coming from top to bottom, but we could clearly see there was something light के गोले बहुत सारे जो मानसरोवर झील में घूम रहे, यहाँ से वहाँ. We could clearly see that, and all the folks with us, they could see that. Now I don't know, again, I mean, if it is God, if it's some is there any scientific reason behind it? For us it is definitely God.
Some people in the group who were doctors, they were like, शायद वो क्या बोलते हैं, luminescent स्टोन्स, क्या बोलते हैं, आई डोंट नो, लुमिसेंटी वर्ड है ना,
समथिंग, हाँ,
लुमिनस स्टोन्स होते हैं शायद, वो होंगे। बट अगर वो स्टोन होंगे ना तो वो
घूमेंगे कैसे?
घूमेंगे नहीं, ऊपर
हाँ।
नीचे नहीं होंगे। एंड डेफिनेटली दे वर नॉट फायरफ्लाइज,
ना,
फायरफ्लाइज भी नहीं थे वो, कुछ अलग ही था। वो एक्सपीरियंस हमने करा है, या वो एक देखा।
So we have come to a very spiritual and enlightening end to this lovely podcast. Enjoyed every moment of it. So thank you so much for coming. This I've thoroughly enjoyed this one. Not even a minute when I could, just drift away mentally. Totally engaging. Excellent podcast, and I'm so happy that you guys are doing well and you are being blessed by gods. So keep doing great work, and thank you for coming. With this, I'm going to end this podcast.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
inviting us. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Har Har Mahadev, Jai Sai Nam.
Har
Har
Mahadev.
Mahadev.